Hello students, good morning everybody. Today we are going to see new topic of cyber security module 1 chapter 2nd. So let us see, the name of the topic is cryptography, or otherwise it is called as encryption. So we have seen previously what is encryption and decryption. Here we will go through advanced. So let us see cryptography in detail. In that we are covering confidentiality, authentication, integrity, non-repetition, interruption, symmetric key cryptography, asymmetric key cryptography, and hash function. So confidentiality in the sense, when Sam is sending message to Sachin, no one should read it except Sachin. Okay, because the message is sent to Sachin, so only Sachin should be able to read that message. No one else should able to read that message. Okay, it is something like when you send email to your friend, the mail should be read by that particular person whose mail ID, on which particular mail ID you send the mail. No one else should read it. So that is best example of confidentiality, because your mail is very confidential, because lot of things are going on mail, on companies and this thing. When your boss send your email that tomorrow there is meeting and this thing. So confidentiality is very important. That means no one should interfere in the Sam and Sachin message, when Sam send message to Sachin. Authentication in the sense, it is the process of providing proof of identity of sender to recipient. Now authentication in the sense, when you are sitting in the lab for doing the practical, you are coming regularly to the in the lab for doing the practical, some authentication should be necessary. Otherwise unauthorized student which is not from our college will, if he or she will attend the practical, he may try to misuse the use of permissions. So that should not happen. That's why authentication is necessary. When in the sense, when Sachin receives message from Sam, then he should not be able to establish the identity of Sam, and now the message was indented by Sachin. Means when Sam sent mail to Sachin, it is indented that messages come from Sam, because there is a mail ID of the Sam. So no one else should see that message, and Sachin can get the message, because Sachin knows the mail ID of Sam and Sam knows the mail ID of Sachin. Otherwise in the sense, just like when you pay transaction by online, like Google Pay, or so authentication is required, the PIN number is required. So that case PIN number is very important, or doing withdrawing machine ATM, from withdrawing money from the ATM, that is also PIN number authentication is necessary. So that is the case of authentication. Integrity in the sense, it is the method which to ensure that information is not tampered with during the transmission. We can say that if Sam is the boss of a company, and he is sending letter to his colleague Sachin, that message should not be interchanged by the anybody, means hackers, okay, intruders, we can say. Like it is telling that Sam is telling that Sachin, you have got promotion, your salary will be increased by 20%, and someone tried to alter the message that Sachin, this is your last working day of the company and you will not join company from tomorrow. So this thing should not happen. When boss is telling that Sam, you have got promotion and you have got 20% hike in salary, that message, confidential matter, should be received as it is to the Sachin. You should not be it should not be edited by anybody else. That is the integrity. Then next is non-reputation. Non-reputation in the sense, for example, when Sam sent message to Sachin, then he should not be able to deny later that he sent message. That in the sense, when Sam sent mails to Sachin, then the obviously the mail in the when you send mail from Gmail or Yahoo or Hotmail, the mail ID goes to the receiver. Okay, so if Sam has sent mail to Sachin, Sachin cannot deny that that message has not come from the Sam. It is there in the mailbox that it is sent message, and it is, and since Sam get acknowledgement that message is received to Sachin, that's why it cannot deny, Sachin cannot deny that message has not been sent by the Sam. So non-repetition should be, it should not be able to deny later that is message has sent. So that is non-repetition. Then interruption in the sense, in an attack, user send request to server and the attacker intentionally flood the request of the server. Now here the topic comes denial of service attack. That means suppose in our college admission process is going on and students are paying bill online through Riddhi software. Okay, means in admission process, if student want to pay fees, so they are paying online, they are paying fees online through Riddhi. So it may happen that the hackers intentionally Riddhi server try to capture the Riddhi server, and they will try, if anybody want to pay fees online transaction at the time of admission, they are not able to access the web server of Riddhi. The problem is 1 hour, 2 hour they have to wait, 3 hour they have to, 4 hour they have to, if they are waiting for 12 hours or 24 hours, it might possible that they may take admission to another college because they don't wait for so much time. And that is the intention of the hacker, that no one should access the server, and they are trying in this manner, and that is called interruption, because it is interruption to the paying online fees for the admission. And if this interruption are created by the hackers, in attack, user send request to the server, student send request to the Riddhi web server, the attackers intentionally flood the request of the server, means it creates unnecessary burden on the server, that searching files on the server, then server go on searching, then network issue, means server bandwidth is this much and it is trying to utilize the 100% bandwidth of the server. We have seen this topic in previous chapters also, denial of service attack and distributed denial of service attack. So that was interruption. Now symmetric key cryptography. Symmetric key cryptography in the sense, I will tell you one example. If you are a friend and your friend has Sachin, Sam and Sachin are best friend, and there is another friend, Rahul. Sam want to send confidential message to Rahul. Okay, Sam want to send confidential message to Rahul, and Sam is having friend Sachin and also Rahul, but Sam want to send confidential message to Rahul. Remember that. So in that case, he doesn't want Sachin to read that message. So in that case, he will call Rahul, or he will go to the Rahul home and then he will give the message. So in that case, if Sachin realized that there should be some confidential thing that Sam want to send to Rahul, so what Sachin will do, what message it is sent, Sachin will read it accidentally and give it to the Rahul. So because both are using the same keys, means Sachin is using the same key and Rahul is using the same key and Sam is using the same key. So in that case, that is called symmetric key cryptography. In symmetric key cryptography, the receiver and the sender uses the same key. Means Sam has written a message that is intended to the Rahul, but Sachin read it accidentally and then give it to the Rahul. That means whatever message is written on the paper, it is as it is given to the sent to the Rahul. So in that case, that is called symmetric cryptography. Means here you might have observed that here encryption is done with the same key and decryption is also done with the same key. So that's why it is a symmetric key cryptography. Okay. Also you might be noticed that letter when you post letter in letter box, then it is sent to intended recipient, but it may happen that what is letter is there in letter box, intentionally or unintentionally someone try to read that message. They will read that message and they will arrange the envelope in as it is manner that it is not read by anyone. So these are the things with the symmetric key cryptography. Now asymmetric key cryptography, just I told you, asymmetric key cryptography in the sense Sam want to send mail to the Sachin. Okay, Sam is the boss of the company and Sachin is the employee of company. Sam knows Sachin mail ID. Sachin mail ID is public key and Sam mail ID is also public key. But Sam encrypt the message. Sam encrypt the message with public key of Sachin. Sam encrypt the message with public key of Sachin. Means Sam uses his own private key like a mail ID and then it is just example of mail. Then Sam open the mailbox and type the mail ID of the Sachin and type the letter that he will be getting he will be getting a bonus of 25,000 this month. So Sam write and send to the Sachin, mail to the Sachin. Sam send mail to the Sachin. So in that case, public key of Sachin is there, which is known to Sam, and Sam has encrypted the message with its private key. Sam has encrypted the message with its private key. Remember, please listen carefully. Sam has encrypted the message with private key of the Sam and it is sent to the Sachin, mail to the Sachin. Now what happened? Sachin opened the mail with his private key. Okay, with his private key. Means in that case Sam sent the message with public key of Sachin and Sachin opened the message with the private key of Sachin. Okay, so private key of Sachin. So in that case both are using different keys. One is using public key and one is using private key. Okay, so first case recipient public key is used, means Sam knows the mail ID of Sachin, and second case recipient private key is used because Sachin want to read the message of the Sam, so he should log in and he should read the message. So that is asymmetric key cryptography. Now we will going to see hash function. Hash function in the sense hash function accept variable length block of input data called as message and produce the fixed size hash value. Remember that when you are sending mail, suppose Sam is sending important document to the Sachin, it may happen that due to some electronic devices or some hackers will try to go through that mail and they try to read that mail or edit that mail. These things are not possible in hash function. These things are not possible in hash function. It is the advanced part of the asymmetric key cryptography. In the sense, if they try to intrude the message, modify the message, it is known to the Sachin. It is known to the Sachin. When Sam send message to the Sachin, and in between, if hacker try to using some different techniques, try to access the mail and they try to modify that mail, it is understood by the Sachin. So hash function is such a function. If you are writing the mail of 12 MB file, and only if a single character is changed, it is understood by the hash function. Means hash function accept a variable length argument input data called m for message and produce the fixed hash value. The length of the message is variable. You might be knowing that Sam is sending message with 20 MB, 12 MB, 6 MB, 4 MB, whatever it may be. The message sign is variable, vary. It may be different sizes. This block of data given input to hash function and produce a hash value small. This is fixed length value. Remember that whatever the size of message is there, hash function produces the same value. Whatever size of the message is there, but the hash function produce the value of fixed length. That is important with the hash function. You may send message with 12 MB or 4 MB or 6 MB, but hash function will return value of fixed length. Okay. Here how hash work. This is input and hash algorithm is applied and output of hash function. You might have observed this value is fixed. Whatever it may be message, it may be 12 GB or 4 GB or 5 GB or 12 MB, but this size of hash function is fixed. Means Sachin send message using hash function to in the sense this hash function, this is a message and this is a hash function is applied to that message and this is the output. That means you have observed that here size of hash length is 2 plus 2 4 plus 6 plus 2 8 same, and if the message is changed, now it is Sachin Tendulkar and our hash function is applied, still there is value 2 plus 2 4 plus 6 to 8. That means hash function size is fixed length, and that's why if anyone try to change this message, it is understood by the receiver. Means hash function is executed by the sender and hash function is executed by the receiver. Okay, and hash function at the sender side encrypt the message and apply hash function and generate the hash code, and at the receiver side receiver decrypt the message and apply hash function, and if that value, if that output of the hash function at the sender side is same at that of the receiver side, then the message is received successfully. Otherwise, if there is a problem, then message is altered. Hash function protect integrity of message. Just I told you, when hash function provides security, it is called cryptographic hash function. Hash function protects integrity of message. In encryption process is apply a message with hash function. It also provide authentication. Authentication is also provided by the hash function because it is used to check the confidentiality. When achieved integrity, authentication and confidentiality, we apply concept of digital signature in hash function. It is digital signature concept is applied to hash function. We are going to see digital signature in next part in detail, next module. So we can say it is hash code based digital signature. A hash function provides property that has function applied to variable amount of data. Data can be variable amount of length and produces fixed amount of output data. A hash function provides a property that has function applied on variable amount of data and then provide the fixed amount of output data. If any bit or bytes changes in data, then whole hash function output data will also change. Means if this if this any bit or bits are changed, then it affects the hash function value will change. Now we will see properties of hash function. Compression in the sense, as per compression properties, output of hash function is much smaller than size of input. Whatever may be the input size, 12 MB, 14 MB, 20 MB, 24, but the size out, the length of the output of hash function will be the constant. Pre-image resistance, it means difficult to find out input from given hash function output. X is equal to h m bracket m. So if x is given, it is difficult to get message m. That means if you might be knowing, in our BCS lab students are giving password to the database. Student at the client side are giving to the password to the database, or we may say that students are giving password to the client side. When they log in, they are supposed to set their own password in the lab, and they are setting their own password. Every student is setting their own password in the lab while doing the practical, and then regularly they are coming in the practical and doing with their regular authentication with their username and password. But if anybody forget their password, we are not able to get the password from the server. We are not able to get the password. So what we do, we tell them, we reset their password, and again the student give their new password, and again the process go on. So that is the best example of hash function. Okay. So that is all about the cybersecurity module 2 chapter 2. Okay, thank you.